How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to PA Wild. Today we're out in the woods of Pennsylvania doing some ramp hunting. The trail I'm on right now I had done some hiking on last year in late spring, and I found a ton of ramps, a bunch of them. Probably the biggest patch I've ever seen, actually, but unfortunately last year it was just too late in the season to harvest any of them, and the leaves were kind of wilting. So I just let them go. I knew I could be back in the area again this year. It's the second week of April right now, and just out today, and I'm going to try and locate all the patches I found before, pick some ramps, and today I'm going to walk you through how I go about picking them, and show you some sustainable ramp harvesting and different identification features of ramps, so you can go out and pick some yourself and enjoy them as much as I do. We moved a little further down the trail, and I came across the first patch of ramps for the day. I'll go ahead and show you guys these. It's not a very big patch, it's actually fairly small, and as you can tell by how high they are, it's also pretty early in the season yet. So I'm not going to touch any of these ramps right now, they're pretty small, but I am going to head up through this valley behind me. You can see with this water running, because I know there's a ton more up through here. Alright guys, this is the first section of ramps that I'm looking at today. It's obviously not huge, it's probably only maybe like 10 feet in diameter, but the rest of the way up through this creek bottom here, just patches like this everywhere. So the two tools I have with me today are just like a flathead screwdriver, something to get in the dirt and pry up a little bit, and then a pocket knife. Some people will just take a pocket knife and just like clip the leaves off, because you can use the leaves in like soups, you can make ramp butter out of leaves, different things like that. So in order to preserve the plants and keep them there year after year, some people only take the leaves and leave the bulb. So I'm going to pull one up for you here to check out. So this right here is the entirety of the plant, roots included, and you have the bulb down here that goes into a stem. The key identification characteristic of a ramp is having the two leaves. Like you can see here, a lot of people will mistake wild onions and ramps. Later in the video I'll see if I can find a wild onion growing out here so I can show you the comparison between the two. But this is a ramp, it has like a garlicky, oniony type of smell to it, and that's also one of the identifying features. When I pick these ramps today, my plan is, I pulled this one out for demonstration to show you guys what the entire plant looks like, including the root system. But what I'm going to be doing is, first off, I'm not going to be taking every ramp I find today, and the reason for that is because from germination, a ramp can take between 7 and 10 years to reach full maturity. So when you take this out of the ground, it could be 7 to 10 years until you would see another patch like this. So by only taking a little bit here and there, you eliminate wiping out all of the ramps in your spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a little bit into the dirt, and I'm going to cut right above the bulb on this plant. So the bulb stays in the ground, it continue to grow year after year after year, and I can keep coming back to my same spots that have ramps and pick them year after year. Alright, working my way up through this valley right now. I've probably harvested maybe like 30-35 ramps so far. You can kind of tell just looking at them which ones are big enough and which ones aren't. If you can't right away, just kind of dig in around the base of them and see the diameter of the stalk of them. But the ones that are right around the bottom of this tree here look pretty good. And the rest of them, they look pretty immature yet, so I'm just going to leave those ones alone. So in my hands I have two different, I wouldn't call them types, but possibly subspecies of ramps. This first one here, as you can see, the stalk is totally green, even up to the leaves, totally green, white into green. And on this ramp, you can see that purple right there that runs between the white and the green on the stalk. The patch I was just at had the green and the purple ones growing together. But this patch I'm in right now only has the green ones, and you don't often see them mixed in together, but yeah, it's just a little neat point to point out. So if you're looking for your own ramps, you don't see this purple stem and think, oh, that's not a ramp, or you just see one that's all green and think, oh, that must not be a ramp if you think that they're all purple. Keep that in mind when you're ramp hunting. Just started raining. It's picking up a little bit, so I think I'm gonna get out of here for the day. I picked probably, you can see behind me, maybe like 100 or so ramps in maybe an hour's time. There's so many ramps in this valley that you can take this many. Like, I wouldn't go into a spot that only has one patch of ramps and take all of them. That's kind of counterproductive to hunting ramps because you want them to be there year after year. That being said, I talked about harvesting only the stalk and the leaves earlier and leaving the bulb in the ground. That's just my opinion. If you have ramps on your own property, feel free, if it's what you want to do, to go ahead and take the entire bulb. But just be aware that it could take 7 to 10 years until you would see ramps in that spot again. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go eat some of these ramps and start preparing them for canning and ramp butter like I made last year. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.